I have found my shed. It is 80 degrees. It is hot. It is dusty. But I have found my shed. All this stuff in this corner here is all stuff that I use immediately in the garden or the ponds. That's why it stays here. And over here on the shelves, I have canning supplies, cookers, a cooler, camping equipment up on top, which we used to use. And it's all stored away to where I know where it is. This is my next big project in here. And I'll be doing that when I put the tarp over the lawn furniture in the back. Until then, it's just going to stay like that. I'm going to probably get rid of that snow shovel and buy a metal one. Not that we really need it around here, but anyway, I've got painting equipment up there. This is what I really wanted to get to. I've got all my different chainsaws. I've got different sizes. Some go on a pole that you can trim up trees. I've got my blower, my leaf blower. But as you can see, I have several. I have a big chainsaw in the back. I've got the leaf blower. Got a corded one that goes on a pole here for trimming up limbs. I've got another little electric one that was my dad's. I've got my little Saker one, which is good for just little trimmings. And yes, I use them all. In this big box, or the big tote under there, is all the outside Christmas decorations. In the green one here, that's all fall decorations. Got all my supplies here, anywhere from fertilizer to mineral spirits to chain oil. In this section here, from the yellow tote over, that's all pond equipment. I've got my weed and feed and some orchid bark to replant my orchid in from time to time. And then all this section down here on the floor, that has to go for a trip to the toxic waste place, because that is all grout that has hardened and just miscellaneous bits of paint. So that's going to be taking a trip soon and all be gone. Let's see. Found my Halloween lantern that I've got to clean up. Empty gas can. Got rid of a lot of things that were on the upper shelf. Over here in this milk carton thing, that's all electrical things. So you've got ground fault interrupters and wiring and surge protectors, etc., etc. In this little corner over here, this is my workbench. Got a whole bunch of ratchet tools and different size screwdrivers, and I got them organized from small to medium to large in the different containers and container of pencils and stuff like that. These are all my hand saws up in that corner. I don't like to have them hanging in case any kid gets in here. So they are in the corner. Lots more paint and stuff that'll be going to the toxic waste place. I've got a hand sander up there on the shelf. Here's all my batteries that go to my different battery equipment, like the leaf blower, the lawn mower, my Sager saw, lots of different hammers and everything hanging on the wall. Got different chisels. Some are for splitting bricks and things. And in here I have a bunch of cutting tools for different wires, and just different things for hanging things up, like these. So that's kind of a miscellaneous bin. All the different size screws, and I've got more in here, screws and hose clamps and things like that. This is a little antique ditty that somebody in my family made, and it will stay with me until somebody wants to claim it. One of my kids, that is. Different tapes for different things, all sorts of different pliers and screwdrivers, and just finally found them. And then over on this side, I have all my handy dandy tools. Probably the thing I use the most is this little DeWalt drill here. But I do have the Black & Decker jigsaw and a circular saw. I have the DeWalt drill is battery operated, and it does a pretty decent job. However, if I need more power, I have two drills here that are electrical, and they do give you more power. The red-handled one was my dad's. The yellow one is one I purchased myself. Different tape measures, and then down here, that is a bin of all of the drill bits and cutting tools and things like that, because I've got these little goodies that'll cut a hole in your wall should you need something a little bit larger. So let's see, and the vacuum cleaner is underneath. I have a few more totes over here on the floor. The two on the bottom contain Campbell's soup dishes that will eventually go to my granddaughter Charlotte. Gabrielle got her two sets of dishes. She got the antique ones from my grandmother, and then my gingerbread ones, and the gingerbread ones are at the cabin, so Gabrielle really didn't get them, Alana did. Then we have up here, that is a toilet snake, and I will probably stick that in the bin with all my drill bits, just to get it off of there. I've got in that 3-drawered one, that is all hummingbird stuff, old feeder parts that aren't broken, that fit other feeders that may get broken. You know, never throw anything away. A waste basket, and all of my pots. I cut my pot size down. It's about 1/3 of what it was. I got rid of about 2/3 of my pots, because I just don't use certain ones. So, and I also have my weed trimmer that I was able to hang up, get that off of underneath. And Chandra bought me this good little thing here that I use very frequently. It is for grabbing onto heavy items and rolling them. A lot of my heavy pots I bring inside for the winter, or I empty out and then I bring them back here. So that I use a lot. My step ladder, which there's no real room for the step ladder. It just kind of gets pushed in one place or another. But there you have it. There's basically the inside of my shed. I've got lots of shelf room now. I have some old lamps up there. One is that one that Russ made. And as I said, I've got lots of shelf space now, which I don't intend to use. I intend to roll the tarp up and stick that up in this empty space up here eventually so that I can get to my tools, like my rake and stuff like that, that are in this bin here. So when I get that out and put it over the stuff to put away for fall, I will be sorting this bin out too and getting rid of a lot of stuff. But I can walk in here and it is really hot. I have my hatchet hanging up here because I never open this door except for showing my shed off. And then up on top, that is all Christmas decorations for the house and the artificial Christmas tree. So I've done a good job. I've swept, I've vacuumed. I will probably be paying the price with sinus issues tonight, but I have an extra bucket here. That's for my yard debris. That lots of times I will just do a little bit of pruning and cleanup and then take it to the wheelbarrow instead of wheeling the wheelbarrow through the gate and having to contend with the dog. But it looks good. I found it. Nice and clean. So, if you don't believe this 76-year-old lady uses all this stuff, think again, because I do, and it's good to have it to where I know where it is now. Chandra had the floor of his shed replaced, and I have an iffy part of my floor right over there. But he had his floor replaced in the early spring, and everything from his shed ended up in my shed. And it has been like that all summer long. And I have not even been able to step inside. So I will say goodbye now and get a phone call from Chandra. Bye now.